Hello everyone. So, there's probably not many people on here yet because it's right at 4. But I thought I'd get on here and just, give a little introduction about myself. My name is LeGrande or LeGrande. I go by both. I am a Jophmore at Utah Valley University. So still got a couple years and I'm excited to, keep going to school. I have been dancing for a little over 2 years, and I've been working with Atlas for almost all of those. Still new to the world of dance, and I'm still really excited and interested to keep working and improving, and being able to teach is a great honor and a wonderful thing. And in this wonderful, stressful time of the coronavirus pandemic that's going on, a lot of craziness with not being able to go to school in person and limited work opportunities. And I feel like in a lot of ways artists have been hit really hard by this, especially dancers, I feel. I can only speak from my own personal experience, of course, but not being able to go and do what you love in a studio anymore with people that you love is really hard. And I think it's beautiful and wonderful that we have this opportunity as young adults and in this amazing world of technology to connect and to dance with each other virtually and to support one another through that means. And so today what I wanted to do is, dance for us. I think there's a lot of times that we have to dance for someone else or we have to move for someone else. And as we go about this class today, I don't want anyone to think that it has to look or be a certain way. I'm merely here providing a stimulus or a situation in which you can follow along or be a part of. And I'm merely another dancer with you. So if you're interested in helping out Atlas Dance Collective and us fellow artists, feel free to follow us on Instagram and Facebook, as well as being willing to contribute to a small donation. We're not asking for anything, but we appreciate any help that you can get and give. So I will probably post and link the Venmo, how you can reach out to and donate to us, as well as probably post it after this video is finished in the description. So without further ado, we'll get started. The first prompt we'll work on today is light. How can you use and dance with lightness, with the idea of what light is? And yeah, so we'll go ahead and get started. So that was our first prompt, light. And so, with our next prompt that I want us to work on, I think it's kind of important to look at and think about how we as dancers move, how we as people and human beings move. And so today, I think it would be beneficial for everyone to think about what or who they love. I know that in current environment of the coronavirus and with people in our lives who are close to us, who we care about and we worry about, this next prompt, let's think of compassion. What does compassion mean to you? That I feel like compassion is to do something out of the motivation of love, care, or concern for one that isn't yourself. So how does your body or movement reflect that? Is it internal or is it external? Do you make it happen or do you allow it to happen? What gives you the impetus behind this movement and what leads and guides you? Let's explore together. try and find a way to bring it to an end. We'll regroup. Okay. So, the next part, so we've had light and we've had compassion. In the vein of positivity, I think it would be helpful and nice to look at happiness. And I think happiness has many contexts. And the kind of happiness I want to focus on today is joy. I feel that the major difference between happiness and joy is that I feel that happiness is a fleeting, momentary thing, and that joy is a lifetime decision to make things and to allow things to be. So for this next prompt, as you move and focus on what comes to your mind and to your body and to your heart and your soul, the integration of your whole being, you focus on joy. What joyful things in your life motivate you? What joyful things do you see in your own life that you want to see more of? So yeah, let's go from there. Joy. find a way to bring it to an end and regather, regroup. And bringing it to an end. Okay. So, whew, that one got me. I had an idea. As you know, we're all movers here. We're all here to move, and we're all here to find ways of connecting. So for this next prompt, I want to open up to our watchers and those who are watching at home. What speaks to you right now? First word that comes to mind. Go ahead and shoot us a message, and we'll pick one or all of them, and we'll see what happens. So if you're watching now, take a second. If you're dancing, feel free to pause and take a second. But there should be a message box at the bottom of this, and shoot me a message and see what you want and what you and your heart are kind of feeling right now. You can take your time with it, maybe meditate on it for a second, and then, yeah, we'll take it from there. We'll let there be a moment of stillness for a couple minutes, and then we'll regroup and come back. And if none of you are feeling like saying a word, we'll just go with what the moment feels, and if there's a word that comes to mind for me. So, see you in a couple seconds. Hello everyone. So, if you're just joining us, hi, I'm LeGrande, and I'm kind of leading us in improvisation today. If you're still here, thanks for keeping up with us and sticking around. I recently asked everyone if they felt a certain word that came to mind, and if there was something that they were really feeling in the moment. And no one messaged yet, but if you're still thinking about that, feel free to tune back in and to shoot me a message, and we'll feel free to hook that into the class. The words that were kind of coming to mind for me is hearing and sensation. And it's really funny because I know I live in a house with some roommates, and so I don't know if you guys can hear, but I can definitely hear sometimes that there's like doors opening, there's feet walking, there's people walking around, there's like food cooking, music playing. And so like as I'm a dancer in this room and as I'm teaching a class, I become very aware of what's going on in the world outside, and like the sounds that I'm making when I'm like on a creaky wooden floor on a carpet. And so like the idea for me of hearing and sensing and perceiving what's around me and what's happening around me, I kind of think would be a good idea to work with as we go forward for this next prompt. So whatever your environment is, if you're outside, if you're inside, if you're in a room like me, pay attention to the sounds that are around you. to what's happening around you. If you have music playing, or if you're listening to the music I'm playing, or if you're just listening to me, what's happening? What are you sensing? What do you hear? And how does what you hear inform what you do? And as you go about your movement, try to really think about that, hone in, and experiment with stillness, of actually listening and not moving, but being present. So, let's go, guys.
Embrace, or you can fight against those sounds. 2 more minutes. bringing it back.
Okay, so it's super interesting because while being like sensitive to perception and sound that's around, sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm not making a lot of noise for my roommates. And it really makes you aware of how you place your body weight and where you put your body weight and how you move on carpet in a confined space. But it's like this, the consciousness, the awareness that's super valuable in, you know, being aware that you can't, like, spatial awareness is such a big thing that's pounded into me, especially as a dancer at UVU. And it's really, I think it's super cool and important to always remember just how capable we are of moving through space. That we can move large or small, intricate or amorphous, that there's so many different ways to move in space. And so I don't want to take up too much more of your guys' day today, but this next prompt prompted by one of our viewers is the concept, you know, being in a small space where you can't necessarily move. In this case, she's in a car. And so you don't necessarily have to think of yourself being in a car, but what can you do to really highlight the idea of being enclosed in the space? Okay, so like, I'll just show you real quick. My room is not very big. It looks like it has decent moving space because I've moved everything to this side of the room. Even my bed. It's nuts. I have a mini fridge too. It's just, yeah, lots of stuff. But I think the valuable notion of we move in tiny spaces now because we are inside and we are indoors. So what can we do? What does this maybe sense of claustrophobia do for you? How do you move? Sorry. My internet connection's being weird, apologies. But how do you move in a small space? How do you move when it's hard to move? So this last prompt, I want you to really think of that and highlight what being in an enclosed space is like for you.
find an ending. This tiny space exploration. About another minute. Seconds to start finding a finish.
Okay, everyone. So, for those of you at home who joined us today, thank you. And for being willing to, dance with me today. Obviously I couldn't see you, but I'm sure it was fantabulous. Before we end today, I was hoping we could take some time and have a short little moment of stillness, a couple minutes, to just really meditate on what movement means to us, how we can find ways of moving and being true to ourselves, that it's us and only for us when it comes down to it. And we are here to exist and to be. So I encourage you to take a couple minutes with me, and if you have a busy schedule and you're occupied, feel free to log off, and we've enjoyed having you. And if not, be still with me for a few moments, and we'll come back in a few minutes. On behalf of Atlas Dance Collective, I want to thank you all for joining me today and for moving and for being here, for being you. If you, first of all, I want to have a shout out to YouTube's royalty-free music, because, you know, we ain't gonna get copyrighted, for being in the background today, for helping us out. Also, want to thank each and every one of you for being here. I will post information if you would like to donate. The handle is @WhitneyCollins4, but there's a lot of other like little dashes in there, but I will make sure to post that and to make it so if you want to help out artists in need, feel free to donate. And again, thank you and have a wonderful day. Keep moving, keep being you, and keep being fabulous. Thanks. Bye-bye, guys.